Hi everybody. How are you? How you all are doing? Am I audible? Good evening everyone. Am I audible? My voice is clear now. Just a second. Okay. So in the previous session we were left with some of the problem. Yes, audible na? Okay, fine. Okay. Good evening everyone. I can see good amount of energy right now. That's great. And with the today's session we will be starting with uh, we can left partial session of it will be with respect will be in the analysis. Speaking for every it is for everyone. Just a second. Now, how about now? Everyone can hear me. Now okay ना? Okay. ठीक है. Great. So, my session we had some of the problem solving with recursion. ठीक है? And the two or three problems left with recursion. So we will be solving that right now. And after that, we'll be towards the algorithmic analysis. ठीक है? Let me do one thing. Just a second, people. Just a second. Just give me a moment. I'm checking what is wrong. How about now, guys? Now it's okay. Am I audible now? Any problem with the voice? Good. Everyone, it's good now. Okay. Okay, fine. So I was telling you that in the previous session we were left with some of the problems with recursion, and in this session we will be covering that first of all, and after that we will be covering algorithmic analysis. Am I making sense, everyone? Yes, no? Okay. Okay. So yes. So this in this particular class, I will be expecting everyone to be involving in that, and like I am expecting that every problem that I will be discussing now, no, not much, will be just left with some of the problems. Every problem is easy now. It is not that much of difficult, and nothing new you will be learning in this. Okay, everything that will be covered. Okay, okay. Yes or no? It's breaking again. No, I guess so. It's some issue with your end, I guess so. Everyone, I'm audible. Clear ना? ठीक है, fine. Okay. Chalo, then we will be starting. Any particular doubt in the previous session? You are feeling confident? Yes or no? ठीक है? Okay, fine. So the first problem for today that is that we'll be discussing is very simple one. Okay, I guess so many problem like many of you guys will be easily solving that orally only. Okay, it's that easy. Some somewhat confident. Yeah, okay, fine, no problem. Okay, so the question today for now is you will be giving a particular integer. You will be giving a particular integer n. Okay, and you need to return minimum steps. Uh, Minimum steps that you can convert this number n to 1. Basically you have to reduce your number n to to 1. Okay, ठीक है. So you need to tell me the steps, how many steps will be there to convert this number n to 1. ठीक है. And you can perform the following operation in it. First of all, the operation would be that you can subtract the number by 1. The second operation that you are allowed to do is, if your number is divide by 2. Okay, if your number is divided by 2, like you have to divide this number by 2 if this number is divisible by 2. Okay, and similarly you have to divide this number n with 3 if your number is divisible by 3. Okay, ठीक है. So for an instance, if I, so right now everyone is clear, am I audible now? ठीक है, ठीक है. So basically suppose करो कि if my n is equals to 7. ठीक है. Okay, suppose करो कि my n is equals to 7 है. Now how many steps I need to take this 7 number to convert this 7 to 1. ठीक है, that I need to find, that's what our basic problem is. Okay, so how your approach will be like, see, for an instance, my if my number is 7, right? So if I do 7 minus 1. Okay, if I do 7 minus 1, then I'll be left with 6. Now 6 is divisible by 2. Okay, so I'll divide that number by 2. Okay, I left with 2. Okay, now 2 is again divisible by 2, then I'll divide the number by 2. So if I do that, I'll get 1. So how many steps I did? How many steps I have taken? This is my first step, this is my second step, this is my third step. So in the 3 steps, I got my answer that I have converted my number n to 1. This is what my question is. Everyone clear with the question? Everyone is clear with the question? Yes, no? Okay, okay. So you need to find a solution by which you can convert this number to 1. Okay, easy है, right? You just need to find, first of all, see, if I'll tell you the logic of it, not the exact logic, but if I give you some of the hint of it, then first of all, what you need to do is you need to, like, you need to check whether your number is divisible by 2 or not. If it's divisible by 2, then you need to make some performance, like you need to take some action. If it's divisible by 3, then you need to take some action, and if it is not, then you need to take some action, and you need to return me the steps. This is what my question is. I hope everyone is clear. Can't be done this. Yeah, you can also do that, Dipanshu. Okay, you can also do that. Nishant, my, see, I'll explain again with the 7 example again. Okay, so if you have the number 7, then you have 3 possibilities you can do. You have 3 options that you can perform on this number. Okay, basically. So suppose karo ki your number is 7, right? So first possibility is what, you either you can subtract number by 1. If your number is divided by 2, then you can divide the number by 2. If it's divisible by 3, and then you have to divide the number by 3. But 7 is not divisible by anyone, right? So what I need to do, 7 minus 1, this is only thing that you can do. Okay, you are left with what, 6 है ना. ठीक है, now 6 is divisible by 2 and 3 also. ठीक है, so either way you can do anything. ठीक है, so 6 by 2 I did. ठीक है, so I'm left with what, okay, sorry, it's 3. Okay, it's here, I need to take 3. Fine, and I did mistake here. ठीक है, 6 by 3 bits it's 2. ठीक है, you can either you can divide 6 by 2 with, you can also divide it by 3 also, you can divide it by 2 also. ठीक है, so if I divide it by 2, I'm left with what, 3. Yes or no? Right, now my number is 3, so I can divide that number by 3 only, है ना. So here also I got my answer 1, here also I got my answer as 1, है ना, by the same steps. Yes or no? ठीक है, this is my first step, this is my second step, this is my third step. Here it was my first step, second step, and third step. Correct. You just need to tell me the logic, and if you can, you can write code also. ठीक है, Mac? Fine, but the idea behind this is you need to convert this number n to 1. This is what you have to do with minimum number of steps. How 6 by 2 is 3 by 3? 6 by 2 is what? Kunal, 6 by 2 is what? 3 na? Okay. So you can divide this number 3 by 3 only, right? Guys, am I like you are getting that, Kunal? Yes, na? Okay. So Joseph, you need to, yeah, this will be our base case. Okay. You need to identify what will be our base case, what will be our recursive condition, and what will be our self work. Okay. Take your time. I'm giving you some time to think about it, and then we will be together solving it or discuss the solution. But I hope the idea behind this is clear to everyone, right? Okay. So you want some time or you want me to explain? Either way is fine with me. ठीक है चलो तो I'm giving you some time. Where is everyone else? Why the only few people are responding today? Guys, are you getting the point? Okay, so you need one more example. ठीक है, so we'll be taking one more example with respect to number 9. ठीक है, number 9, if I'm taking number 9, चलो, uh, or any number, like any random number you can also pick. Let's say number 8. ठीक है, so this is my number 8. So either I can do what? 2 by 4, 8 by 2 is what? 4. 4 by 2 is what? 2. 2 by 2 is what? 1. So three steps I got my answer, right? ठीक है, you just have three conditions, you just have three options. This is my main questions heart. ठीक है, I have the three conditions. First condition is this: I can also subtract my number by 1 if my number is divided by 2. ठीक है, I need to divide my number by 2 if then my number is divisible by 2. If it's my number is divisible by 3, then I need to divide it by 3. This three things I need to take care of. Okay, I apart from this I cannot do anything else. Okay, should be the number. No, eight number can be of any digit, Rupesh. Okay, but first of all, just try to solve it with the like smaller digit, na. Then after we'll go with the more digit. Okay, fine. Okay, so I'm giving you some time to think of. Please think and take your time. We are not in hurry. Take your time and give me the proper uh, logic by which we can implement this. Okay. No, Nilanjan, you there is no thing that we have to do. We have to take the three steps. We need to count this three. Okay, we need to count this. Okay. Yes, the steps. So Nana, I think you joined late. Please try to join on time. Since this is my first question, I will be explaining that. Okay. So this is my number n. I'll be giving you number n. You need to return me the minimum number of steps by which I can convert this number n to 1. Okay. You have this particular operation. You just have to take this operations. Apart from this, any operation is not allowed. Either you can divide your number by 1. If your number is divisible by 2, then you have to divide the number by 2. If your number is divisible by 3, you have to divide it by 3. This is the only thing that you can do. Suppose my number is 7, then first of all, what I can do, I will check whether my number is divisible by 2 or not. It's not. 3 or not. It's not. So I have to subtract it by 1. Okay, so I subtract it by 1. I'm left with what? 6. 6 is divisible by 2 and 3. Either way you can choose. I have divided by 3. You are well left with the number 2. Okay, 2 will be divisible by 2, so I'll divide it by 2 and I'll get my answer 1. So there are how many steps? 1, 2, 3. This is what you have to implement. For everyone else and Nana, am I clear? Okay, cool. So take your time and think about it. Awesome, Satwik. Great. Let me wait for no, everyone else. Okay. I want some more answers also. Please, guys, think about it. It's not that much of stuff that you are thinking of. Okay. So, anyone got the idea, or can you guys share me the status? You're working or what? And great. Chalo. Working. ठीक है. No problem. Take your time. Vishnu, Vishal, no problem. Take your time. I'm waiting. Yes, I have seen the code of most of everyone. It seems good. I'm not seeing any any flaw in that. But see, let's what is the output? Okay. And when we are completing this problems, now after this also I need to discuss one problem. If you are discuss like after this, whatever we are starting, it's highly important. It's time complexity and space complexity. Over there, you will be learning about the quality of your solutions. Okay. So just wait for today's session. ठीक है चलो then let me start. Can I start everyone, or you need more time? ठीक है चलो, let me explain that. Let me start with it. So this is like very easy question. ठीक है, I'll explain the algorithm. The rest implementation will be done by you. ठीक है. So let me first explain the algorithm of it. ठीक है. So in this particular case, whenever you will face this kind of issues or this kind of problem or you have to solve, then you will be creating first of all an array. Let's say my number is right now 9. Okay, let's say my number is 9. Okay, my n is 9. So what I will do, I will generate a array. I generate an empty array from 0 to 9. Okay, that is basically of your n plus 1 size. Okay, I'll generate an array of n plus 1 size. So I'll generate from 0 to 9. That will be my 10. Fine. At first, I will be initialize my, let's say I'll initialize my array of dp, like I'll say dp, and this is my array for n is equals to 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. So what I'll do, at first I will initialize my index 0, because to turn a number 0 and 1 to 1, it takes 0 steps. Everyone agrees with me? Yes or no? है ना? ठीक है. So I'm repeating myself again. We will be like at first I will initialize my index of this 0 and 1. ठीक है. Because to turn a number, let's say if my n is 0 and if my n is 1, so how many steps I need to make to turn my number 0 and 1 to 1? Right? It takes 0 steps. है ना? ठीक है. So for the number, for the indexes of 0 and 1, I'll store 0. Fine. Now what I will do after this, what I'll do after this is, see, basically this elements, this indexes are representing that if you have to convert your number, suppose let's say if you have to convert a number 3 to 1, then whatever answer here, it will be your answer. Okay, it's meaning like this. So suppose if my number is 1, I will take 0 steps. If my number is 0, to turn number 0 to 1, it takes 0 steps, right? So this is indicating that, this value is indicating that. Fine. Now I'll start iterating from my third element of dp. Okay, this is my first, second, and third element. Okay, basically I'll start iterating from second index of my dp. Fine. Now what I will do, first of all, I'll do what, I'll write entire algorithm. I'll write entire algorithm. Let's say first of all, what I'll do after initializing it with 0 and 0, what I'll do here, I'll write that dp of I is equals to dp of I plus 1, sorry, I minus 1 plus 1. So I'll store whatever element in my previous indices plus 1 I'll store here. ठीक है, first of all. ठीक है, so first of all I'll store 1 here, right? Now what I'll do, see, what I did right now, that I have stored the previous value plus 1 in my current index of dp. Yes or no? है ना? Right? Now, now since this index of 2 is divisible by 2, this suppose my right now my index is what, 2, right? So it is divisible by 2. Agrees with me, everyone? So if my index is divisible by 2, then as per our question, what I need to do, I need to first of all I need to divide this by 2 na, है ना? So I need to divide it by 2. So basically what I need to do that I need to do this operation, that dp of I is equals to dp of uh, I by 2 plus 1, and I need to compare this with this dp. Whatever my answer of this, I need to find the minimum of it, and whatever answer of this I need to store in the dp. Okay, why? Because if I have to if I have to find, if I'm finding the steps to convert my number of to 1 on this indices, that is my number 2. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to first of all check na, that whatever my steps currently present here, what is my currently present here is what, 1, right? And dp of I by 2, what is my I right now? I is what, 2 by 2, that is what, 1. dp of 1, dp of 1 is what, 0, plus 1 is what, 1. So I need to find minimum of 1 and 1, it is what, 1. So I need to store 1 here. Okay, this was my first step. Now if my number is divisible by 2, this is my second step. If my number is divisible by 2, then only I need to do this, then only I need to do this, otherwise I need not to do anything else. Okay, similarly I need to find every other element. Okay, so for an example, number 3, let's take the indices of 3. Okay, let's take index of 3. So for index of 3 right now, okay, for index of 3, what I need to do, what I need to do, that first of all what I need to do, this step is clear now. First of all I need to do this, whatever element in my previous index plus 1 I need to store here. So whatever element in my previous index I need to first store here plus 1, right? So 1 plus 1 is what, 2. Okay, then after I need to check if my number is divisible by 2 or not. It's not, so I need not to do anything in this particular step. This step will not cover for indices 3 because it is not divisible by 2. Now if my I is equals to 3, that means if it is divisible by 3, this indices is divisible by 3, then I need to divide it by 3. Agrees with me everyone? You know, okay? And I need to find what, I need to find what, the dp of I by 3. I need to divide by number by 3 now, plus 1 I need to do, and I need to compare it with dp of I. I'll have to check the minimum of it because we are finding the minimum steps to convert that number, right? Okay, so I'm not sure, like I'm pretty much sure you guys will be clear with this, right? So for example, first of all I did this, no matter what my number is I need to do this step. If my number is divisible by 2, I need to do this step. If my number is divisible by 3, then I'll do this step. Correct? So for an example, for number 3, first of all I did the first step, 1 plus 1, that is 2. I stored here, right? And I have checked, I have checked whether my number is divisible by 3 or not. It is divisible by 3. So for an example here, if I put 3 here, then its answer is what, dp of 3 by 3 is what, 1. And here dp is dp of 3 plus 1. I need to find the minimum of it. Now see here what is there in my dp of 3. It's 2 right now, right? dp of 3 is what, 2. What is dp of 1? dp of 1 is what, 0 plus 1, 2 comma 1. Minimum of it 2 comma 1, that is what, 1. Okay, so instead of 2, my answer would be 1. And then if you solve this na orally, then you will find it like, to convert this number 3 to 1, how many steps you will need? Just 3 by 3 na, only one step. Similarly for 2, 2 by 2, that is what, 1. Okay, you can also solve this particular thing by using this. So this is what my formula of, or my logic is. Everyone clear with the logic, so that I'll move to the algorithm. Okay, so okay, so sorry, I did not see the comment section. Okay, fine. So Dipanshu, today we will be not no covering the optimum solution. I will just, I'll just provide you the insights of it, how to solve this. Okay, if you guys are not able to do this, we will be solving in the doubt session. But I just need one honest attempt of yourself to this question. Okay, because we have discussed the approach of it. Okay, I need one honest attempt of everyone else to this particular question. Now Shivam says, why dp of 0 and dp of 1 is 0? Because what index we are starting, we are starting from this index. See, to convert the number 1 to 1, how many steps you need? Only one step, sorry, only 0 steps, right? Because my number is already 1, that is why we have stored 0. So if you are solving this question with with recursion, currently we have not solved this with recursion, right? Okay, currently we have not solved this question with recursion. So in this particular question, there is no base case, there is no recursion, there is no no self work here. We can also solve this question with recursion also, but right now I'm not solving it with recursion. Okay. So to convert number 1 to 1, it is having 0 steps. So this two things we are starting, we are storing at 0, and we are starting from this particular case. So if I have to write the algorithm of it, you guys will be more clear if I write algorithm. Okay, this was like basically I wrote the algorithm, but I'll write in the no the professional fashion, so you guys can think about it. So if I have to write about my algorithm, then after you can ask me the doubt. Currently, I cannot see the section. Okay, so just bear with me for a while. Then after I'll resolve your every doubts. Okay, so in algorithm, I need to find minimum uh, steps to one. Okay, it will be accepting an argument of n, the number only. Okay, now n here is what my positive given number, whatever I'll pass. Fine, and I'll also write my comment dp of let me do one thing. Let me do one thing. Instead of writing here, let me write in the VS Code, so you will be having no doubt in that. Just a second. Visual Studio Code not working today. Fine. Mozilla. I'm writing in the Mozilla. I'll share this algorithm to everyone else also. Okay. Just let me know once you can see my screen of Mozilla. It is visible for everyone. Is it visible for everyone? My screen is visible for everyone. Okay. Okay. Fine. So now, uh, let's say if I'm writing my algorithm right now, I'm not writing my code. Okay. So I'm writing my algorithm. In that, in this particular algorithm, what I need to do, first of all, I'm just passing my number n only, right? So first of all, I'll declare my function of what, write in the comments only, because this is algorithm, this is not a code. Okay, I'll write my function, that is what, minimum steps to 1. Okay, it will accept my argument of n. N is what, my positive given number. N is positive given number. Okay, and I have my dp of dp is my array, right? I have my dp of 1 till n plus 1. Okay, I have my dp of 1 till n plus 1. It will be like size of n plus 1, because the first zeroth index and 1th index, it is occupied with 0. We are starting with the second index only, because for 0 and 1 we need not to check. Okay, now for that we will be initialize my first index at 0. Okay, and for I is equals to 2 to n, we will do what, first of all we will be taking our first step, that was what, whatever element or a value in my previous element of my array, I will get that, and I'll do plus 1. Okay, fine. After that, I had checked whether my I was divisible by 2 or not. If it is, so I need to check the modulo operation here. If it is, then I need to do what, then, or else I'll do like this in a programmatic way. Okay, if I modulo by 2 was that, so I need to do what, dp of I is equals to minimum of, I need to find what, dp of I comma dp of I by 2, because we are having an index which is divisible by 2. Okay, that is already being given in the question. Okay, fine. So suppose if I need to find it, if I need to solve this in recursion also, the code will be not much, no, that code will be almost same. So suppose if I need to solve it with recursion, okay, so what I'll do, I'll find minimum of dp of I by 2. I'll pass this dp of I by 2 in minimum number of steps, like this. I'll pass dp of not dp, just I'll do n by 2. Okay, whatever my number was, I'll just divide it by 2. Okay, I'll do that. And I need to do plus 1 also, because I need to also do one more operation of this, right? So I'll do plus 1 here. Okay, now this is what my I by, like my number is divisible by 2. Now what if my number is divisible by 3? Then I need to do what? dp of I is equals to, same thing, minimum of dp of I, comma, this thing, minimum steps of n by 3 plus 1 will be here, n by 3. I need to divide my number with 3. Okay now? Yes. Okay. And finally I need to return whatever number in my dp. Okay, I need to dp of n, because I told you that in whichever indexes we are doing from, let's say what was my array. My array was like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This was my index, right? For n equals to 9, है ना? For n equals to 9, this was my index, right? है ना? So for this, every number was denoting what? The number of steps that I need to take, right? So after doing every operation here, I need to return what? dp of 9 only, because this will be indicating whatever steps I need to take to number, to get my number from 1. Okay, right? Okay, yes or no? Okay, Mac, can you please come online? Can you please raise your hand? So you guys want me to write entire code so that you will understand? ठीक है. This is not preferable, but I'll do that. Not understood line 10, 12, and 16. Okay, so this is my 10, 12, and 16. So okay, okay. So what I'll do, just a second. I'll write the entire code. Okay. Actually, eventually I wrote the entire code. Like algorithm is like code only, right? Let me do this. dp of I 0 for I is equals to 2. I should be less than n, and I plus plus. Okay. For this, I'll do I dp of I n minus 1 plus 1. Rest of the thing I'll do think it will be working. But to find the minimum of it, we need to write entire function of this. Okay, so once explain the whole. Yeah, I'll do that. Nishant, we have taken empty array. Okay, just let me do one thing. Let me go with algorithm first. So what we did, we taken the entire thing. Just a second. I copy this. I'll go here. Okay, so this was basically what my algorithm was, right? So I'll explain the thing now. I'm not sure like why you are facing difficulties in this, because we have also solved difficult questions on on this. Okay, this is pretty simple. This is less than easy. Okay, this is less than easy question. We did more than intermediate also. We have done till now more than intermediate also. This is not on your level, okay, because you guys are not on this level right now. Okay, fine. So I'll explain once again. Please open your mind, and please feel free to ask me the question also. But please focus first of all. Then after will be ready of your on your doubt. Okay. Open your mind first of all. I have declared my function name. I have passed my function, like whatever number I need to pass. Let's say for an instance I'll pass number 7. Okay. Fine. Fine. So it will be doing what? First of all, I need to create this array of dp. Okay. I am creating an empty array. I am creating an empty array because I need to store what steps it will be doing. Okay, what steps it need to take to convert this 7 to 1. For every number, for every index, we will be storing. This index is not just normal index. This index is your number only. Okay, so that does mean that I already told you, but I'm not sure why you guys are not understanding it. But let me explain one second. Let me try it differently. Fine, it happens sometime. So this index is what? This index is not just the array index. It is indicating that how many steps this number 3 will require to convert this 3 to 1. Okay, for number 5 also, for number 6 also. This is not just random index as we saw in every other array. Okay, this is also working as your number also. So if you find 7, then first of all you need to find every steps of 0 to 6, then after you can find steps of n of your 7. Getting this point, what I just told, why we require an empty array. Okay, Nishant, Mac, you are getting this, why we require an empty array? Yes or no? Okay, Mac, I'm repeating once again. I'm repeating once again that uh, see, if I need to find how many steps number 7 is requiring to convert this from 1. Okay, so for that I need to find n minus 1. Like, I need to find number of from 0 to 6 also. I need to be clear how many steps it is taking. Then after I can find number of 7, because we are solving with what, recursion, right? So first of all we'll be finding from 0 to 6, then after I need to find 7. Suppose if you want to find number 3, how many steps it's requiring, you need to find its previous element also, then after you can find the current element. Okay, so this is nothing but an recursion case, that first of all solve, uh like, see, if I need to find number 7, okay, this is my bigger problem. Okay, Dipanshu have this number 7. What he will do, he will pass from number, he will remaining this 7, he will pass from number 1 to 6 or 0 to 6 to someone else. That first of all take, like, first of all give me an array of 1 to 6, how many steps this 1 2 3 4 5 6 is requiring to convert from that number to 1. Okay, if they are clear with it, I will be just doing my task. Okay, yes or no? Clear with this, why we are requiring an empty array? One, it takes only one step. Yes, for one, no. 2 3 it's 1, because from number 1 to convert 1, it will be just requiring one step. Yes or no? Right, Joseph? So now, see, now logically, if we are thinking, then if we are taking number 0, okay, if we are taking number 0, so 0 does not require anything else. We are in the question that we will be having some positive number n. Okay, okay, so, and 0 is neutral, so we will not consider it, so we'll be storing 0. Okay, if we are initializing an array, that is why we are considering 0, otherwise we will not need 0 also. That is why we are creating an array of n plus 1 size, because 0 is already occupied. Are you clear with this, why we are having n plus 1 size of array? Why we need n plus 1 size of array? Because 0 is neutral number, 0 is not positive, not negative. Okay, so for converting this 0 to 1, we will be requiring 0 steps, right? That is why we are not creating an array to 0 to 6, we are creating from 0 to 7. Okay, you will be having this concept, I don't know how many times you will be having this concept of this, of ignoring this 0 element infinite times in your life, if you are solving uh, daily DSA concepts. Okay, fine. So get this particular concept that 0 is not positive, non-negative, that is why we require 0. Now coming to 1. Now to convert 1 from 1 to 1, how many steps you need to convert this 1 to 1? 1 is already 1, we need not to have any steps, right? So it will require 0 steps. Okay, that is why we did here dp of I, dp of 1 is what, 0. That is why we did here. Okay, now whatever task you need to do from number 2 to this particular number n, that is why we are iterating our loop to 2 to n. Okay, this is a logic behind it. Got it? Like, you are getting it? Yes or no, everyone? Yes, Vishal, we will be having, if your number is 50, we will be having array of 51. Okay, because 0 is already occupied, right? Okay, no, Priyanshu, we will be targeting n plus 1 only. No, not n plus 1, we will be going to 2 to n only, because we already initialize this with 0 to n plus 1, है ना? ठीक है, total number of element I'm talking about. ठीक है, how many number of element are here? If I do this array dot length, how many number of elements it will give me? It will not give 7, it will give 8, है ना? So we already initialized my array to 0 to n plus 1, so that we don't need to do from 2 to n plus 1, because if we do 2 to n plus 1, it will be iterating from 2 to 8, but we don't require this 8. That is why we are iterating from 2 to 7. That is what? 2 to n. I am clear with this particular point. Yes or no? ठीक है प्रियांशु, this was your doubt. Are you clear with it? Why we require 2 to n, है ना? Why you initialize dp to n plus 1? Because Priyanshu, I already told you that if we are not initializing my array on, suppose मान लो कि मैं 0 से n तक ही initialize कर रहा हूँ, right? है ना? If I do just 0 to n, okay, and if I say 0 to n, that does mean that of length, okay. I'm saying about length. That is what I'm doing. I'm creating an array of 0 7 length, okay, number of 7 length, not 8 length. If I do this of 7 length, then my 0 is already occupied, right? है ना? 0 is already occupied, right? So that is why we need one more extra element to store this number 7 also. If you don't do it, if you don't do it, then number 7 will be ignored. You will be just having 0 to 6, right? Okay, that is why we are initializing an array of n plus 1 size. Okay, now, now, uh, we were at this particular point that we have to we have to iterate from 2 to 7, right? That is what? 2 to n. Okay, right? So for every element of this 2 to n, so can I say that I already know whatever. So if I consider this index 2, okay, so if I consider this index 2, then can I say that I already know every element's count, whatever there in whatever there is its left side, okay, whatever there is 2's left side, I already know the steps of it. Yes or no? है ना? That is why we encounter recursion, है ना? That is why we chose recursion, because we know every steps of every element that is left side of my current element, है ना? So what I'll do, I will first take this particular whatever there in my left side. i'll just I'll just assume that this this particular whatever steps it will require of my previous element plus one it will be having of my element, right? So can I say it will be having of one step, है ना? That is why I'm doing this particular operation. Whatever there in my previous element plus one I'm storing in my element, because I am already known, that is already known, it is already known that how many steps it requires to solve to convert this particular previous element to one, है ना? Right? So Mac, what I'm telling you that suppose मान लो कि the taking the example of Dipanshu only, okay. So suppose if Dipanshu has n, then what Dipanshu had said to any other person, let's say this is Dipanshu, this is Ekta, ठीक है? ठीक है? Now suppose Dipanshu had 7, right? So he has element of from 1 to 7, okay. What Dipanshu will say, I'll just keep my element of the 1 or the last element, that is what my 7. The rest of the element need to take care of ekta, okay, that is 1 to 6. Now can I say that if I'm already, if Dipanshu already know of what, how many steps it requires of 1 to 6 or just number 6, okay, he, his task is done, he just need to do plus 1 and he's done, unless this index of Dipanshu is dividing by 2 or dividing 3 or not, है ना? ठीक है? So that is why we are doing that. Whatever there in my left hand side, I'll just find it out. I will do whatever there in my left position of this particular element, I'll do plus 1. Temporarily I will assume that this will be my answer, unless this element of my index is dividing by 2 or 3 or not, as per my question. Okay, if you see the question, then it is clearly written. If you see the question, then it is clearly written that you need to subtract number by 1. Okay, these are the three operations that you are allowed to do. Either you can subtract by -1, either you can divide it by 2, either you can divide it by 3. If your number is divisible by 2, then only. Okay, if my number is not, then I'm done. Yes or no? Okay, yes, that is the case. Okay, Mac, clear? Now, after doing this n minus 1 plus 1, n minus 1 plus 1, I have stored this temporarily. I'm assuming that. Now, suppose if my element is dividing by 2, then I'll do what? I'll find that whatever there I stored here of making it plus 1, that is what? My 1. And my index is dividing by 2, right? So I need to, I can divide my number 2 by 2 also, right? So what my number is right now? My number is 7. So 7 by 2 is what? 7 by 2 is what? 3. Na? 3 plus 1 is what? 4, right? Okay. So I need to do percent here. Okay. So we need to do divide operation with the percent. Okay. That you need to take care of while you are actually doing the operation. So minimum of 1 and 4 is what? 1. So we'll keep 1. We'll ignore this 4. Okay. Right. So this is the extra choice that we can have if my index is dividing by 2 or 3, then. Okay. The same case will be gone for the 3. Okay. I will just do what? Previous element plus 1. That is what? 2. Okay. Right. Temporarily I'll store 2 first. Now what I'll do, what I'll find, whatever my current element, it is what? 2. I'll find my current element divided by 3. Okay. The current element divided by 3. Right. Sorry, not current element, it is n. Okay. What is my n? It's what? My 7. So 3 by 2, that is what? It will be giving me answer of 2. So minimum of 2 and 2 is what? 2. Right. Yes or no? So I need to do plus 1 also, right? So here it will be 3. 2 and 3, it will be 2. Getting it, people? Yes or no? Okay. So Hariharan, if I'll explain the both the conditions to you, then see, it is pretty simple. Uh, whatever there you have stored here, okay, whatever you have stored by doing it plus 1 for temporary purpose, okay. Nishant, you cannot do it without an array because we are doing recursion here. If you see here, we are calling our same function twice, है ना? 3 times we are doing recursion, right? Okay. So Hariharan, this is for you. This in this condition, in as per our question, it is already been given that if my number is divisible by 2, I can divide it by 2, right? Okay. So I can divide it by 2 and I'll just find it again. Okay. I'll call this function again with that number. So my number is right now 7. I'll do 7 by 2. I'll call that particular thing again, right? With the number 3. I'll find the entire thing. I'll store that particular index, है ना? Till the point of time my number is not equals to 1. Okay. So my number equals to 1. It is what? My base case that you need to figure it out. You know, you need to find it. You need to write it here. Wherever my n is equals to 1, I need to return. Yes or no? है ना? So I just wrote the high level algorithm of it. I have not written the entire program of it. Okay. This is what the algorithm is. In algorithm, you don't have to write entire thing. Some of the things that you need to be take care of while you are writing the actual code. Fine. Yes. 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 Not new array. To iterate the same array again. Okay. We will not initialize new array for every iteration, every operation. Okay. Okay. So I'm giving you some time to uh, think about it, just digest about it, and after that I'll not solve this. You have to try it. If you cannot, you need to just tell me. I will be solving it together in the next class. Will it fine? Okay. At least I need some of, like, I need a great amount of effort on this, like honest attempt on this. Okay. Okay. So just look it here. Yeah, in doubt class also, in next class also, I'll solving it. Okay. If you cannot, but I just wrote about the algorithm, the high level algorithm, what the idea you can apply on this. Okay. Fine. Everyone, Priyanshu, एकता, मैक, दीपक, फाइन ना? ठीक है, चलो, फाइन. So fine. Now I'll tell you some other problem also. ठीक है. I'll tell you some other problem also. Then after we will be moving to jump to the today's class. So in this particular problem, you are having a thing which is called as combinational sum. Okay, this is what it is called, combinational sum. In this particular question, you are giving with the array. Let's say I have an array like 2, 3, 6, and 7. Okay, and my target here is 7. I'll give you a target, I'll give you my array. You need to tell me, you need to tell me that uh, how many ways I can achieve this number 7. Okay, so I can either do what, 2, 2, and 3. Okay, this could be one problem, one solution. And second solution is what, entire number 7, right? है ना? Okay, you can choose the same number unlimited time. Okay, and two combinations must be unique. Okay, and it is like there should be a guarantee that you, if you combine this entire element, you can achieve this target. Okay, this is what the question is. This is what the question is. Question is clear to everyone? Question समझ में आ गया, है ना? Okay, so Nilanjan, what I mean to say here is you are giving in this array. Okay, this is my input, this is my array, and at this target also I'll give. Okay, this is my 7. By any combination of this entire element, you can also repeat the same element unlimited time. You need to combine it and you need to produce the output of 7. So in this particular array, I can either choose 2, 2, and 3. Either I can choose 7. There is no other way I can achieve this number 7. है, right? No, Shivam, the array will only having element of positive only. Okay, there will be no negative element. It will be integer only. Okay, fine. Uh, okay, Vikas, can you please raise your hand? What is not that is understood here? I just want to know. No, there is only add operation. Okay, you can just do add operation here. Got it? Okay. Question is clear to everyone or not? Yes, we need to do it through recursion. This is a similar problem of in the previous class that we did. Don't remember the actual problem. I think so. The parenthesis problem. In the parenthesis problem, we had the option of choosing the element or not choosing the element also. So in subsequence also we had that option. The same option we like the same thing will apply here. The same thing will apply here. Vikas, can you please raise your hand? Because I have already repeated the question twice. I just want to know which problem you are like, in which particular point you are stuck. I'll explain once again. Could you please raise your hand? Okay. Anyway, I'll explain once again for you. Okay. Uh, okay. You got the problem, no? You got it, Vikas? Fine. Let me. Yes. Yes, Vikas. What is your question?
Hello.
Your voice is not audible properly.
हेलो.
Yes. Yes.
यस सर. एक्चुअली मुझे क्वेश्चन में प्रॉब्लम था बट सेकंड टाइम जब आपने समझाया मुझे समझ में आ
Okay.
गया.
Fine. 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 Great. Okay. Okay. So, do you want some time to have an attempt on this? So, as per hint, I'll just give you a hint that you are having this element, right? You are having these elements. You are having this target. So, for every element, you need to check. you have a choice to pick that element in your answer or not. Okay. Okay. And how many numbers you have to pick that element. I'll not give you more hint on this, but this is based on picking and non picking. We did similar problem in the previous class also. Okay. So just think about it, and I'll explain then after. Make sense? ठीक है. शिवम, आपने टू डायमेंशन एरे क्यों लिया है? आप टू डायमेंशन एरे नहीं लेते तो भी चल जाता ना, बिकॉज एनी वे यू कैन पास दिस सम। आई एम जस्ट सीइंग योर सॉल्यूशन, है ना? So there is no need of two dimension array, otherwise it's fine. Your base condition is also fine. Self work is also seems to be good. Just issue with the two dimension array. I don't know why you have used that. Any specific purpose of using it? But otherwise, all and all, it's generally it's good. Nice to see that. Okay, you have attempted it nice way. Okay, so what is the status, people? Am I audible? Working? ठीक है. Hint दूं मैं आपको? Should I have to give you a hint? Like at least a recursive tree? Okay. ठीक है. So let me give you a recursive tree. Okay. After that, I'll you can continue with your work. Okay. So please, for a while, everyone, please see in the board. Everyone, please see on the board. For a while, please stop your task and please see in the board. Okay. So we had what? 2, 3, 6, and 7, and our sum was 7. Okay. Sum or target was 7. Right? So for every element, can't I do the same way as we followed previously? That so see, every element I can take unlimited time, right? Okay. So first of all, out of this particular array, I'll just take first element, that is what? 2, है ना? I will take 2, and for every element, when I'm picking it, I will subtract it from the sum. Okay. So from if I pick 2, my sum here would be what? 7 minus 2, that is what? 5, right? है ना? Again, I'll pick 2 once again because I can take it multiple number of time. Yes or no? है ना? I'll subtract 2 again from this 5. Now my 3. I'll again take 2, 2, 2. Subtract it from 3. That is what? 1. Okay. I'll again take one more 2, 2, 2, 2. I'll subtract it from here. That is what? Minus 1. Now my sum is what? Minus 1, but I don't require it. So I got to know that this solution won't work. है ना? So after this, what I'll do, I'll just backtrack it. If you remember in the previous solution also, like the day before yesterday, or I don't know, but in previous class also we discussed about the backtracking. है ना? We'll push this particular, like pop this particular element from it. है ना? So we'll go here. Once we know that this solution will not work, so we'll go again here, है ना? ठीक है? Now at this particular position, I will check whether it fulfill my solution or not. It is not, so I'll go once again back. ठीक है? Right? At this particular position, I will add one more 2. I'll add one more 2 here, uh, like this. 2, 2, 2, and the second element 2, 2 I already added here, right? So there is no sense of adding 2 again, है ना? So once I added 2, now I'll add what? 3. Okay. So I'll add here 3. Okay. So I'm subtracting from here. So my answer is what now? 0. So once you are getting answer of 0, that is what? This is your solution. Can I say that, people? Yes or no? Joseph, the element I'm picking, I'm subtracting that. Here I have picked 2, I have subtract from 7. Here I have picked 2, again I've subtracted from the latest sum. Here I have picked 3. Okay, I have subtract from the latest sum, that is what? That was 3, and I'm getting answer as 0. So if I am getting answer as 0, can I say it is my perfect solution? Yes or no? है ना? Now Now we will not stopping here because we need to find every solution, right? So we'll not stop here. Once we are getting answer from this, we'll again backtrack. Okay, we'll again backtrack. Okay, okay. Now, see, after doing this, we'll be coming to the parent. We'll be coming to the parent, and we'll be adding. One time I have added what, 2. Now the same thing. I'll add what, 3 here. Okay. One time I added 2. I'll take pick 3 now, and I subtract it from the latest sum. What is my latest sum? Is now my 5. So 5 minus 3 is what? 2. Yes or no? है ना? Similarly for every element I'll do. ठीक है? Similarly for every element I will do, and for 6 also, for 3 also, and for 7 with 2, 3, 6 it will not work. So I'll pick what, 7, and I'll get answer of what, 0. ठीक है? So 7 will be also my answer. So this 2 will be my answer. ठीक है? The answer could be only be your answer when just sum the sum you will get as 0. Can I say that? ठीक है? The similar thing that we did in the previous classes. I think so 2 or 3 times we did we used the same thing, right? And this is what known as what, backtracking. Yes or no? ठीक है? It is pretty easy. Yes, I'll write the code now. Just parenthesis one also, है ना? ठीक है? Everyone clear with the approach? Yes or no? So that I'll move further. ठीक है? Can I code? Okay, I'll code, and then after we'll take break. Fine. ठीक है? I'll code, then I'll give you a break. Let me go to the developer tools. This is like a very easy thing to understand also, because we already did multiple times like this, right? Okay. So now what I'll do, just a second, I'll put this tab and pen. Okay. So now I'll write the code. Let's say I'll write my function, and in that particular function I'll give name as function to find a combination sum. Okay. In that, we'll be passing what, array and my sum. Okay, what is my target? Okay, basically in this particular thing I'm creating my actual array that will be holding my answer. Right now it will be empty, or else I can also create like this. Okay, like new array, it will be also giving you the empty array. Okay, or else I can also do like let temporary result. For every iteration, every result will be stored here. Okay, for every iteration every result will be stored here, and it will be fulfilling our answer. We'll be pushing it to answer. For simplicity purpose, we will be sort our array. That is not mandatory. And then after, we will be calling our actual function. That is what my function would be. Let's say uh, find numbers. Okay. Inside this, I'll take multiple arguments, but let me figure out what will be our signature of it. Okay. So let's say I'll also tell it as uh, uh, get numbers. Okay, like this. I'll call it here, and I'll call this particular function with my argument of first of all I'll pass my answer, then I'll pass my array, then I will pass my sum, then I'll pass my starting index, that is my 0. Just a second, and I'll pass my temporary array as well. Okay, these things I'm thinking of to pass. Let's see if it works or not. If we need some more arguments also, we can take it. Okay, so let me copy it. Answer, then I have my array, then I have my sum, then I will have my index, then I will have my temporary array. Okay. Now inside this, whatever my task is, I'll do it. Okay, fine. Fine. Now first of all I need to write what, my base case. Yes or no? है ना? So I'll write my base case as suppose my sum is equals to 0, then I need to stop. है ना? If my sum is equals to 0, then I will push my everything, whatever inside my temporary array, I'll push everything in my answer. Yes or no? No? Yes or no? Like this, will copy my answer, like what, copy my temporary, whatever there in my temporary array, I'll push it in my answer. That is what my answer is if my sum is 0. In the previous scenario, in the recursion tree, we had 2 2 3, then after we stopped, right? So if we get my answer as 0, sum is as 0, then I'll push that 2 to 3 in my answer. It will be one combination. That is why I put inside my array. Getting it? And I need to what, return from it, right? Joseph, the same thing that we did in the previous class, na, to copy one array to another. You remember, right? Everyone, this was my base case. Base case is clear for everyone? Yes or no? Base case is clear. Nilanjan, it is used to copy one array to another. Okay, so it does mean that I'm copying my temporary array, whatever there in my temporary array, I'm copying that in my answer. That is what it means. Yes, complete array it will put. ठीक है, आगे चले, है ना? So this was my basic like base case. Yeah, this was my base case. Hariharan, I'm putting my sum equals to 0 because you remember when we got 2 2 3 solution, at that time we had our uh, actual sum as 0. Let me show you. Let me show you. Uh, it will be in this sign. Fine. So remember, Hariharan, whenever we got this, okay, whenever we will get this answer as 0, the latest sum is 0, in every picking element we are subtracting our sum with our element, है ना? If we are getting 0, then that does mean that it is our answer. Yes or no, Hariharan? So we need to copy that thing in our answer array. Right now it is in the temporary array. This is what my temporary array, है ना? This is also in my temporary array, this is also in my temporary array. If my answer is 0, then after I'll push it in my actual array. Got it? Nilanjan, you got it now? ठीक है, fine. Now we'll going back again, just a second, to this. I hope this particular condition is clear to everyone. Now we will be writing some more code here. If my answer is not 0, then what? Okay, so in that particular case, I will start with my index. Okay, I'll start my loop with my index. I'll stop it like in my whatever area I have passed, I have to iterate everything. And inside this, I need to find, like what I did, what I was doing. I was doing what, sum minus whatever my array element right now, you know. I was doing that, and if it's greater than or equals to 0, okay, then I can do something. Okay, if this particular operation of my sum minus a of array of I, right? So that does mean that suppose if my array was this, like 2 3 6 and 7. Okay, this was my array. If this is my array, and my target element is what right now? Target element is what? Sum is equals to 7, right? So that does mean that first of all I picked 2, so my sum will be 7 minus 2. That will be what? 5. So what I did here, I did what, operation sum minus my current element, and whatever I got, I'll do after this. Okay, so if it's greater than 0 or equals to 0, then I can do something. Otherwise there is no sense to do something. Yes or no? How many of you are getting this? Okay, fine. So if I'm doing that, then I'll do, I'll push that particular element in my temp array of I. Okay, I will push that particular element in my temporary array, and I'll call my function of no, get numbers again with some other argument, with my answer array sum minus array of I. Okay, my answer will be answer, array will be array, sum will be my updated sum. Okay, I need to pass my updated sum, remember? Okay, So I'll pass my updated sum, and index would be what, my current index, so that it will be not repeating index, and temporary array would be passed as it is, right? Okay, it will be called again the recursion call once till the time it will be not getting the answer of sum equals to 0. And after it is getting, if it is not getting sum equals to 0, right? So what I need to do, I need to backtrack. Okay, so in the previous scenario we did temp dot pop, है ना, in the previous class. But in here we'll not do that, we'll use the splice function. To remember, to delete some element we will be using the splice function, है ना. ठीक है. So we'll be doing temp dot index of array of I, and here I was passing the index, and I was passing the value, how many element I want to delete after that in the splice, if you remember. So I just want to delete one element, that is why I'm passing one. I hope you remember about the operation of splice. If not, then go back to previous class. Okay, fine. So this is what our heart and soul of this particular problem. After that, I just need to call this particular combination sum with proper arguments, and then I need to show you. But first of all, let me know how many people are you clear with this particular solution. This is what we did in the previous class also. This is what we call as pre-self work. This is what we will call as recursive call. This is what we will call as our post self work or self work. है ना? So that does mean that before our call, we will be doing this operation. After the call, we will be doing this operation. You remember, everyone? So Mahek, index of what it will give? Index of will be finding that particular index on this particular array. Okay, it will be going on this index of array of I, you know, and it will be deleting one from that. Okay, so I think it will be like this here. It is wrong. Okay, okay, and I need to remove one from here. Okay, this will be our syntax of it. We are deleting one Mac because let me go back to that particular point. Let me explain you that. That is the same case of the previous problem. Okay, so in that particular problem, see, in this particular problem, what we need to do, first of all, what we did, we picked this two. Okay, we picked this two, we added another two, we added another two, we added another two, है ना. But now we are getting our answer as some answer as what, -1. So we need to do what, backtrack, है ना. We need to go back here, right? So for that particular scenario, for that particular thing, we need to pop this, yes or no. We need to remove this, है ना. So whatever element here, we need to remove this. So that is why we went on this particular index and we deleted it on one. That is why we called as we use the splice and we deleted just one element from it. Okay, right? In the same case here also we did the pop operation, or we can call a splice operation. It will be deleting from the array. Okay, so if you're not clear with the splice, just go back and learn something about splice. Okay. Okay, Vikas, see, first of all, we added, like, I'm not sure, like, I cannot explain the concept well in Hindi, but I'll try. See, हमने क्या किया था? First of all, we added this two, right? हमने add two add किया था, right? So we got this two, we got this two, we got this two, and the sum was what, one. ठीक है, हमारा sum one था, right? And after this particular point, our sum was in the negative. It was in negative. So we need to go back. We need to go back, like हमको previous call में जाना पड़ेगा, और we need to change something, है ना. That is why we used the splice, or we deleted the element. Okay. Vishal, we are not using pop. Why that you need to take, like, that you need to tell me. We can, like, there are three conditions here. Okay, either we can use pop, either we cannot use pop, either we can use pop also, we can use splice also. You need to tell me by trying this thing, we can use it or not. Okay, this is what the homework. Okay, Are we checking whether value reached -1? No, we are checking value is greater than or equals to 0 or not. If you see the condition, if you see the condition, uh, see, that is why I no shared first of all this, and then after I explained about the code. Okay. Oh, so sorry. I need to not share it again. I'll share the Mozilla. Okay. If you see here, we checked, है ना? We checked here whether our sum minus array of index is greater than or equal to 0. Then after we will be doing something. Otherwise, we are not bother about to do anything else. Right? Okay. Okay. So now, let me call it now. Okay. Let me call this particular function. I think so. Okay. Let me call the particular function. Let me define our sum as 7. Let me define my answer as, let me call it combination sum. Let me call combination sum with the array of 2, 3, 5, and 7, and the sum is what? 7. Okay, or else I can pass this sum entirely. Okay, and whatever my console, whatever my answer is, I'll console it. Console.log answer. Okay, let me see it is giving me proper output or not. It is not. Okay, just a second. We have to return it also. Okay, we did not return it. So if, after this, we need to return our sum also. है ना? We need to return our answer also. Yes or no? So it is returning. Let me return from this. Okay. So whatever my answer is, after this, I will return my answer. Fine. Let me check it. It's giving me now uh 0 length. I think something is wrong here. Let me check. Let me check. Okay, error sort, find, get numbers, answer. Okay, sum is equal to 0, return, and 0, get numbers, sum minus array of I and temporary. Okay, it should work. Sum is equal to 7, combination sum, get numbers. Okay, okay. Can anyone get the problem? What is the problem? Can anyone got the thing? What is the problem? Okay, Hariharan says we need to return temp. Okay, so let's say we are returning temp. Okay, let's check now. Got the declaration of sum. Uh, uh, uh. Okay, so it is assuming that we have redeclared this sum. Okay, that is why it is not working, but it should work anyhow. Let me do something else. Let me do something else here. Okay, can anyone spot the mistake? What is the mistake here? No, we can, if we are not doing a minus b also, it is by default doing the sorting. Okay, it is not the thing. It's already giving me the length of 0. Can anyone spot the mistake? It is noticeable mistake. You want me to share the code? You want me to share the code? Okay, do one thing. I'm sharing the code. We'll be taking break, and after the break, you need to tell me what is the mistake. Will it work? No? Will it work? Yeah? No worries. Chalo, okay. I have shared the code. Please find the mistake. What should be the mistake here? And we'll be taking break now for 15 minutes. So we'll be coming back at 10:55. Will it work? Okay. Cool. Okay. So please go on the break. We'll be meeting after break with the solution. Please try if you can. Yes, 10:55. 9:55. Sorry. It's 9:55. Okay. मिला क्या guys? Welcome back. मिला क्या problem? हाँ? You guys found the problem? Yes or no? Did you guys find the problem? No? Can I say? If I say na, I'll just add three words into the program and the program will work. Anyone else tried it? Guys, am I audible or not? Welcome back. You had your dinner? You guys had your dinner? ठीक है. So, see, we were stuck at this particular problem, right? है ना? It was giving us the empty array. Yes or no? Yes or no, people? Everyone is back or not? I cannot see any comment. Let me see. I can see the comment or not. I cannot see any comment actually. Where is everyone else? Ekta, Priyanshu, Deepak, Aishwarya. ठीक है. So see, I'm telling the problem. What was the problem? Have has anyone attempted that? For no. See, यहाँ पे हमने I लिख दिया है, right? It should be initialized every time, right? है ना? So if I just do let I, it will work like a charm. So we have passed the problem of 2357. The possible solution could be 223, right? 25 and 7. ठीक है? Right? Okay. Hello. ठीक है? Yes or no? Fine. चलो. ठीक है. So I'm copying the code and I will be pasting in the notepad plus just a second. Okay. So, yes, what was the doubt? Why wasn't it working? Vishal, we initialize, we did not initialize it. Okay, we did like this. Okay, so every time in every operation, it should be initialized, right? You know, because we have also passed this I to every other calls. You know, we have also passed this I as index for to every other calls. If we will not use this let, it will be misbehave. You know, you have to debug that for that. Okay, fine. Okay, if you debug this, I'll tell you what will be happening. Okay, if your code is like this, after the first operation it will not enter into the second operation. Okay, but if you just do this let I, it will be operating to the index. From the index, this index will be changed to every operation, है ना? Because we are changing this I to every operation. Am I making sense, everyone? ठीक है? Okay, everyone, it is clear. Yes, we have to return it, na? That is what we did in the previous scenario also. Now we need to return this after executing this loop. That is how it is giving us the answer here. ठीक है? Fine. And if you observe here, no, we have to return the temp only. We should not return the answer because यहाँ तक कब पहुंचेगा, है ना? When it will reach here after executing everything else, ना? Right? Right? And it will be also returning from this. ठीक है? So that is how we are getting here as return answer. So now the question is, sir, why you did not do like this? I can also do like this. Yes or no? Yes or no? Everyone, hello. Why today's like energy is very low? I cannot see any charm right now. You know? But see, as per our pass by value and pass by reference, if we will not pass the property of if we will not pass the argument, we should not return it. Okay, this answer, any changes with this answer, it will be changing in the original value. We should not return it. You know, you remember, it is operating with the heap. Everything else will be operating with the uh what stack, right? Yes or no? Okay, that is why we did not hold the answer here. है ना? ठीक है? Clear? Fine everyone. आगे चले. एक और प्रॉब्लम है मेरे पास. ठीक है? I have still one more problem. ठीक है? This will be not solved with respect to recursion. If you want, you can also solve it with iteration way. I hope you all are clear with the iteration. ठीक है? Okay. So now, yes. So this will be our last one. Promise. I'll not give you any other problem apart from this. ठीक है? Just a minute. Just a minute. It is not working. Yes. So now this question says this question says that uh, suppose I am I am working in a RBI. Okay. So I have an access of the nodes. So now my question is I need to find the minimum number or the minimum number of currency notes. I need to find minimum number of currency note and its value. Now, what will be my input? My input will be like, see, what the question is like, we have been given an amount. Okay, we'll be having given any random amount like 65 or 1002, anything like this. We need to find the minimum number of notes of different denomination. Okay, number of notes of different denomination. Okay, and the condition is that every node sum is that should be the given amount. Now let's say if I'm giving you n as uh let's say anything like 868. Okay, so to and you have nodes how many? If you are living in India, you will be having nodes of 1 as a coin, 5, 10, 50, 100, 200, and 500. This will be our nodes that is issued by our government. Ignore 20 right now. Yes or no? है ना? Yes, 2000 also. Correct. 2000 also. No, 20 we are not including right now. You can include in other test case. But right now we'll be including like this. ना? ठीक है, include 20 also. ठीक है, if you want include 20 also. Fine. ठीक है? So 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 200 also we can take. है ना? 200, 500 and 2000. Right? ठीक है? Cool. Now this is my n. We need to find how many nodes, how many combination of nodes I can make on of this particular currencies, and I can reach to this level. I can make this particular amount. Okay. So the possible answer of this could be what? I could need 500, one note of 500, one note of 200, that is 700, one note of 100, that is 800. Now one note of 50, that is 850, 850 and 860, 865 and 1. Okay, one note of each, and three notes of 1. ठीक है? That is what my solution would be. This is what my solution would be, है ना? ठीक है? So I need to find this. I need to find this. Okay. So what I can do? What I can do here? It is pretty simple. I did not to no include any like no count logic or so. I just need to initialize a function. In that, I need to initialize an array. In that array, this possible values of my currencies would be there. Okay. I need to make a count of my array. Let's say I will initialize my counter of nodes. Okay. And for every iteration, I'll make a loop of I equals to 0 till I equals to I less than 9. Okay. I'll make this particular array till I equals 0 to I less than 9. And 9 is why? Because the total number of nodes will be what? Like 5 and 4. That is 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'll iterate from that. Okay. And for every iteration, I'm checking whether my amount is greater than my nodes or not. So basically, what would be my logic is, uh, just a second. I'll initialize my function. Inside my function, I'll be having my nodes of array. In that, my will be having 1, 5, 10, 50, 100, 200, and 500. Okay, okay. Now I'll initialize my loop for I is equal to 0 to I is equals to nodes dot length. That is what 9. है ना? Okay. Now for every iteration, I'll be checking if my amount is right now what 865. Okay, that is what I need to make. If my amount is greater than or equals to nodes of I, that does mean that every element it will be picked. So that every element it will pick and it will execute. Okay, fine. And I'll check. I'll check. Uh, I'll also make one more counter here. Node counter is equals to also this will be an array. Okay, blank array of size 9. Okay, fine. Why size 9? Because the same concept that we applied before. Okay, this will be my array 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. Now let's suppose I am having 2 in the index of 2. I am having 2. That does mean that does reflect that I will be requiring 2 nodes of 10. This is relation between index this value and this value. Are you getting this point? We discussed this in the previous problem also. Yes or no? Yes or no, people? है ना? So that is why we are taking this index like here in counter. It will be reflecting whichever nodes of this. Like if I'm having 2 here, or if I'm having 1, if I'm having here, I'm having 1. Okay, that does reflect that what 0 1 2 3 4 one node of 100. Okay, it is meaning like this. It means like this. Fine. Okay. So now keeping that in mind, I will be uh, I will be storing in the node counter of I, because I need to store for every indices. I'll store the amount divided by nodes of I. That does mean that what 868 divided by 1. ठीक है? ठीक है? 868 divided by 1 is what? 868 only. ठीक है? So this will be storing 868, right? Then after what I'm doing, I'm doing my amount. I'm changing my amount. My amount will be now what? Can I say that my amount would be amount minus nodes of counter of I minus or else into whatever my nodes of I would be. Can I say that? How many of you are getting this? How many of you are getting this particular operation? This operation, है ना? So जो भी मेरे नोड से काउंटर होंगे इनटू नोड्स मैंने किया, उसको अमाउंट से माइनस किया, विच विल बी माय न्यू अमाउंट, राइट? So this is what my logic behind this here would be. Let me code this. Can I code this? Can I code this, people? Yes or no? Okay. Okay. Chalo. Let's code further quickly. Okay, fine. Chalo. So now let's say my function's name would be get notes like this. Okay, get notes and amount. I'll pass inside this. I'm having my notes or available notes. Okay, available notes is equals to, I will having what, 2,500, 200, then I'll have 100, 50, 20, 10, then I'll be having 5 and 1. This is what I will be having. Okay, this is what I'll be having, right? Now after this I will be having one more. I'll be initializing my note counter as discussed earlier also, right? Note or else like counter equals to uh, array of 9. You remember we use this particular method of fill to initialize my empty arrays. Na? So this array of 9, this will be nothing but it will initialize my 9 empty arrays. It will be filled by what value with 0. You remember? Remember everyone? We did that. है ना? ठीक है. So after this, what I will do, I'll just initialize, iterate from let I is equal to 0. I should be less than 9, or else I can say uh, available nodes dot length I plus plus, like this. Okay. So see why I have doing available nodes of dot length. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 elements are there. It should be comma here. Now after this, what I'll do, I'll check for every iteration whether my amount is greater than or equals to my nodes, my current nodes of I or not. If it's equals to that, okay, if it's equals to that, then I'll be storing my counter of I should be equals to my amount divided by nodes of I. But you remember, whenever we are doing division operation, we need to take care of our parseint and all, right? So we are doing right now math dot floor. Math dot floor, you remember what it does? Math dot floor and ceiling value. Floor and ceiling value, we did that. Now, fine. So after this, what I'll do, I'll update my amount. Let's my amount minus whatever my counter of I into my nodes of I. Okay. It does mean that if I have two nodes of 10, then the amount should be what? Amount should be deducted what? 20. है ना? Okay. So two nodes of 2 will be stored here. Nodes of 5 will be having 10. So 2 into 10, that is what? 20. That does it mean? Okay. Yes or no? Fine. Now after this, what we'll be doing? After this, we'll be having answer. And after this, we'll be having answer in the nodes of in this particular counter. है ना? So we have to print that. So this is nothing but to print the answers. I equals to 0. I should be less than the available nodes dot length I plus plus. And here we are printing, we are checking whether if our my, okay, we can directly print also, like console dot log uh, like nodes of I, okay, nodes of I, and we are also printing it with the counter. Okay, so it will be counter of I. We can print something like this. Let's check first of all, like why I'm feeling something wrong here. me check it. No, I think so. It's correct. Yeah, it's correct. So, okay. Just a second. Instead of this notes, we have to print available notes. Okay, what notes is available notes? Now it's fine. Let's check, and we have to make our amount is equals to what 868 will take, and we'll be print our get notes function with the amount. Let's check. Okay, see, 500 ka one note, 200 ka one note, 100 ka one note, 50 ka one, 10 ka one, 5 one, 1 3. So 500, 700, 800, 850, 860, 65 and 68. Okay, answer is correct. Yes or no? है ना? So okay, line number 7. What is inside line number 7? Okay, so see, what is this inside is, as I already told you, see, why we are writing like this. This does mean that, suppose in the counter, you will be having what? So see, for an example, after this, what I'll do, I'll print console dot log the counter. Okay, and here I'll just print counter. See the counter here, it's having what? 0 1 1 1 1 0 1 1 3. Okay, it is having like this, है ना? Yes. So now what does that mean? That we have whatever there in my first index in the available nodes, it is having requiring one node. Okay. So 500 ka one node. Then after I'll having what? 200 ka one node, 100 ka one node, 50 ka one node. Okay. 20 ka zero node, 10 ka one, 5 ka one, 1 ka three. This is what it means. Okay. So what does we do? We need to multiply this counter of I. That does mean that we need to multiply this 1 into available nodes of I. That does mean what? 500. And we need to deduct that from original amount. That will be our new amount. Am I making sense? It's just like that only. Nilanjan, you are correctly fine. That is perfectly fine. Good example. Okay. So Hariharan, I took the example. Na? See, what can I do more here? Just a second. Let me print it out. Console dot log whatever there in my amount, sorry, in count of I, this whatever there in my available nodes of I, in this, and whatever there in my amount. Okay, it will be updated amount every time, right? And I'll comment everything below that. Let me cut it down. Okay. See, at the first iteration, see at the first iteration, in the first iteration, what we had available nodes at what? 500, amount is 868. Okay, right? The second iteration, we got our counter as 1, counter of I is 1. Okay, for better understanding, you can also print the counter. Okay, if I want to debug also, I can show you that, but I guess it will work. Okay, so if I deduct 500 from the original amount, how many of you left? 368. The second thing after 500 is what? 200. Okay, 2000 what? Not considerable, because the amount we have is greater than what is our original value. It is 2000. So 868 is less than 2000. We should not consider it. That is why we put this condition. Okay. Now we'll take 500. 500 is less than this amount, so it will be go inside that. Okay. It will be subtracting 500 from our original amount. It will be taking one note of it. Okay. So we'll take whatever we left. It is what? 368. We took 200. We left 168. We took 50. We left 68. We took 10. We left 10. Sorry, 18. We took 5. We left with 8. है ना? ठीक है. And then after what is left, it will be done by the counter of the amount, the notes of 1. Okay. ठीक है हरिहरन, you got it now? Why we put that particular thing? ठीक है ना? So I'll remove the consoles, every consoles, uh, and I'll copy this. I'm just putting this counter as it is, like console.log counter as it is, because whenever you are practicing, you will be getting know get to know what why we did that. ठीक है? I hope this will be clear for to everyone. Okay, Nayan says line number three. Line number three. Okay, so Nayan, you remember whenever we had our first class of an array, there were two methods, right, by which we can declare an array. That was first was literal, second was constructor way. Okay, in that we use new array, and inside that we pass that. So instead of that, you can also use like this array of 9. It will generate the nine spaces of an array, which will be empty, but I need to fill that particular spaces to 0. Okay, because I need to initialize that particular array with 0. So if I just console it out, you can see log counter like this. Okay, see here, uh, see there is 9 spaces with empty. Right now you cannot check it. This will be, if you expand it, it will be changed because we are using the original array. But right now can you see the every spaces will be 0. Okay, Hariharan, Nayan, right? Okay, so can we move to something else now, or you want me to clear this particular thing? Everyone is clear? Everyone is clear? I want answer from everyone. Okay, there are 50 people. I want answer from everyone. I can just see two or three comments only, like not two to three, 7 to 10. I want answer from everyone. Otherwise, I'll unmute anyone and I'll try to give some other problem. Okay, so okay, Joseph, line number 8. Okay, so I just explained about line number 8. Let me go back. Joseph, after picking every element, okay, after picking every nodes, you have to subtract that particular node from amount also, है ना? ठीक है? So we picked 500 node. We didn't pick 200 node because it is exceeding our amount, है ना? So we didn't go with 2000. We are picking just 500 node because it is in our budget. ठीक है? So we are subtracting 500 with 868. Whatever that is left, we will be executing with anyone everything else. ठीक है? Okay, that is why we are doing this particular minus operation here. We need to subtract that as well, and we will make new amount. That new amount will be passed once again here. Okay, am I clear with this? Yes, Satvik, it's greedy algo. Why we take available nodes of I in console? Because, just a second, we took that because I just wanted to show you that whatever my amount is and how many nodes we should take it, है ना? That is why I have printed that. Nodes like 1 5 10 20. No, if you take 1 5 10 20, if you reverse this array, then this indices will be reversed, but answer will be the same, you know. You will have the reverse answer of the same. Countering console, because we are printing this 0 1 2. That is why we are taking the counter. Okay, because this first thing is with the available nodes and second thing with the counter. Cool. Okay, any doubt apart from this? This was good. Yeah, welcome. Any doubt apart from this, anyone? Or you got this particular thing? ठीक है. So now we will be moving something to a really interesting thing that we were supposed to complete today. ठीक है, but no worries, we'll be having some extra thing to get through with this. ठीक है. Okay, now uh, Okay, let me create one more thing here so that whenever I will share the notes, you will not find it anything else. So let's say today's thing is what algorithmic analysis. Okay, algorithmic analysis part one will be starting from today. And trust me, guys, I have taken a lot of batches, but in your batch, we have covered some more problems with recursion also. Okay, in not every problem, not every batches we are covering this much of thing, but in your batches we have covered a lot of thing with with the recursion. Okay, palindrome, no, we have not covered palindrome with recursion, Nishant. Okay, but we can cover it. Okay, see, we have printed the different kind of solution with recursion. Let's say we are having ABC, so we have covered every possible solutions with that, but we have not covered palindrome. You can also try with that. Okay, no, it is not sufficient, Joseph. It is just like having started, having said that, like if you want to practice, this will be sufficient. This will be there for your understanding so that you can solve some more problem with recursion. Okay, but this is not that if you just solve this particular 5 or 6 problem, you are done. This is not the case. Okay, fine. Okay, so on that note, we are starting with something new today. I'm sure you will be enjoying this. So we are starting with algorithmic analysis. Now, the first of all, the question comes, sir, what is the algorithm? Can anyone say? Can anyone tell me what is the algorithm? What do I mean by algorithm? What do I mean by algorithm? Okay, plan. That's great, Likit. Shivam, nice. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Priyanshu, Ravina, Nishant, Satvik, Santosh, awesome. Okay, everyone is correct. Everyone is correct. Fine. So if I say about the algorithm, then first of all, let me write it like an algorithm. If we discuss about algorithm, then it is a step-by-step instructions, step-by-step instructions to solve a given problem. Okay, to solve a given problem. That is what I mean by algorithm. Okay. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's take an example. So suppose for an example, मान लो कि you need to prepare biryani for me. Okay, I like Hyderabadi biryani, so you need to prepare the biryani for me. So what kind of steps that you will be following? Okay, so what will be the algorithm for this case? Okay, what algorithm you will be following? First of all, you need to take get a frying pan, right? You need to get a frying pan. Then after, you need to chop the vegetables. Okay, or else you can also take the oil, rice, and veggies. Okay. Then after, what you need to do, you need to turn on the stove, na? And you need to also cook it for 30 minutes. Okay, there's something like this. Fine. So this is what algorithm of the preparing biryani. Yes or no? Can I say that? है ना? ठीक है. First is to get up. Wow. Get it. Priyanshu says first we need to get up from bed. ठीक है. चलो. After this particular, following this particular algorithm, suppose if I'll say in a coding term, okay, if in coding term, let's say my problem is, so what is my problem? My problem is, let's say if I have an array, my problem is to reverse my array. Okay, reverse the array. Let's say my array is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, this is my array. and I need to reverse it. Fine. So I need my output as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is what I need in my output. Okay. So what kind of algorithm that I'll put into this? What is my algorithm of this? Okay. First of all, what I need to do, I need to swap. We did that, right? We need to swap our first and last element. ठीक है ना? फर्स्ट इसको स्वैप करो, देन इसको स्वैप करो, यू आर डन, है ना? राइट, स्वैप सेकंड एंड second last element, you are done if you follow these two steps. Yes or no? We did that. Yes or no, guys? Remember that now? Yes, Shivam. Great. That is what my actual algorithm will be. Okay. So, uh, see, the main problem here is not to code. है ना? You also feel that coding is not that difficult, but to find this algorithm is the challenging term. Agree? है ना? है ना? So whenever you are getting any problem, whenever you are getting any problem, what you will do, what you will do, what we are doing in a general way, we are first reading the problem statement, reading the problem statement. Then after we will devise our algorithm, right? And then after we will code our algo, you know, we'll code our problem or algorithm, you know. So out of these three steps, this is the least minimum easy step that I can say, है ना? This is the easiest way, easy to do, right? The main thing that is difficult here is this: devise our algorithm, है ना? To think about an algorithm is the main challenging term here. Okay, so I can also say this like uh, if you have any problem, then 10% of your effort would be gone into the actual coding, and 90% of effort will be gone in the algorithm, to building an algorithm. Can I say that? है ना? Okay, ठीक है. So remember that there is not a single way to solve any problem, है ना? If we are also saying about this particular problem of reversing an array, so there is not only one single solution or way to solve any problem. There will be always be multiple solutions of a same problem, right? So suppose I gave you a problem, and Dipanshu, Mehak, and Ekta wrote a problem, wrote a solution. But as a teacher, my concern and my job is not just to get the right answer, not just to evaluate on basis of right answer, but also to think about which solution is a faster solution. Whichever answer is faster out of Dipanshu, Mehak, and Ekta, they will be having a better solution. Can I say that? है ना? ठीक है. Okay. So uh, provided that your solution should work, okay, every time if I'll say to evaluate this kind of problem solution, or if I'll evaluate your answers, then first condition is your answer should be producing a correct output. And if your answer is not producing correct output, then what is the sense of evaluating it on basis of any terms and any terminology? First of all, it has to be correctly giving me the output, है ना? If your solution is not working, then there is no sense of moving ahead, है ना? For an example, a simple task, let's say Dipanshu's code is taking 3 days to run, and Ekta's code is taking hardly 15 minutes to run, and Priyanshu's code is taking like 1 minute to run. Okay, so to measure the performance of algorithm, we do algorithm analysis. Okay, why we are doing that? It is clear. Okay. So, Nishant, pseudocode algorithm and code definition. See, pseudocode is what? Like a shorter form and the abstract form of your actual code. Algorithm is like a step to follow. They can be read from any non-tech people as well. Okay, but pseudocode has to be read from the tech people. And code definition is like generic term. We cannot define that. Okay, it's a generic term. Fine. So to measure the performance of your algorithm, we do algorithm analysis. So for an example, it is like the same thing. Okay. So to give you a better understanding of it, let's say for an example, uh, this is place A, this is a place B. Now from place A to place B, there are multiple ways to go. Okay. So let's say uh, I can I can take my flight and go here. Okay. I can take a bus and go reach to the point B. I can take the no train to go and reach to the B. Now you have to tell me which is the better solution. So you will be immediately asking me, sir, on what basis you want me to evaluate this particular thing. No, there are three solutions, but you will be asking me, sir, on what basis you want me to evaluate this. Either it can be on speed. If I'm taking about speed, then flight will be the most efficient one, train would be second one, bus would be last one. Yes or no? Yes or no? है ना? Right? If I evaluate my problem statement with the cost, then bus would be the cheapest, train would be the second cheapest, flight would be the costliest, right? If I say about the comfort also, I can also divide it from the on basis of comfort also. So there are also some kind of bifurcation on that basis. So you will be asking me that, sir, either you want me to define on the speed or cost or comfort. If you are talking about speed, then this would be my best solution. Cost in this, comfort on this. Okay, there will be always different kind of solution on basis of what the thing is required, what is prerequisite, right? Okay, agree with me on this, right? Everyone, yes or no? Everyone, please respond. Okay, okay, fine. So uh, after this, I explained you what is algorithm analysis. I explained you why we are learning this algorithm analysis. Now the question comes here that, sir, हमने समझ तो लिया why we are doing this and why we are learning this, but the question now is the question now is how how we implement this algorithm analysis. ठीक है? Or else, like, if I can say, then the goal of this goal of algorithm analysis. So now, so tell me, what is the goal of this algorithm analysis? Okay. So the goal of this algorithm analysis is to compare algorithms in terms of different things. Okay. So let's say I told you that which is my better solution. So you compared on basis of what? Speed, cost, and comfort. Na? So on the same thing, the goal of algorithm analysis, it will depend on the some parameters. है ना? So for this, I'll answer this as like the goal of this algo analysis in terms of, we will always define this algorithm analysis in two things in this particular two or three classes. Depend on time, how efficient your algorithm is, and depend on the memory or space, how less its space it is occupying. Okay, okay. So this is what my goal of this algorithm analysis we do on the time and on the space. Okay, okay. Now when I say the time, when I say the time, then you remember this thing very carefully. This is my time and this is my space. Okay. Now remember my wording, word to word. if you code, if you no give coding round to any company, or if you solve any problem in any website such as lead code or hacker rank or code chef any, okay, your coding round, okay, your if you are giving you the coding round, okay, if you are giving the coding round, then first of all the thing is what, it will be evaluate on the whether your answer is correct or not, okay. So you have to provide the correct solution for this. The second thing that they will measure on this is your time complexity, okay. So let's say uh, time complexity, let's say if your answer is correct, if my answer is correct, okay. So this thing is clear. Now if your answer is correct, my answer is correct, so which is the better solution, है ना, whom to give our prize? So they will always prefer the time complexity on top of correct solution, okay. After correct solution, they will prefer the time complexity, and in the least one they will prefer the space complexity, okay. They will see how less space it is occupied in the last, but on the 90% of basis they will be done on these two parameters only. On the very rare scenario they will go up to this. Am I clear? Okay. So generally Python, C sharp, like C++ and Java are the fastest to compile in most of compilers, है ना? So in the re-level examination also, in re-level also, the language does not matter at all. But main many online examination, you will be having the option to code in the many different kind of languages also, such as Python, C++, Java, JavaScript also, right? So out of this, Python, C++, Java are fastest to compile. Okay, fine. Okay. Does companies, yes, they also care about this, okay, sure. If two people or if multiple people are on the same stage, they will compare on basis of time and space, okay, sure. Am I okay to this point, people? Yes or no? Okay, fine. So now after this, after we learned about how like goal of this algorithm analysis, right? So now the question is, sir, we learned about goal of the algorithm analysis. Now the question is how we will how to go with algorithm analysis, okay, how to go algo analysis, okay. So there are two types of algorithm analysis that we will be learning today. First of all is what is called as experimental analysis. It's called as experimental analysis. It is the simple one, okay, it is the simplest one, the analysis by which I can evaluate some other solution, okay. So it does say that, suppose for an example, in our class, in our class, let's say there is a person of, I can take Aradhya, okay. One person is Aradhya, he's actively answering the questions and he's solving the questions. That is great, okay, he's a great student. Another person is I can take is Joseph. Joseph is also solving a lot of questions and it's also actively participating in the class. That's the great thing. Awesome. Now suppose, let's say I have given the question to everyone. This two guy has solved the question and they are coming up with the different kind of algorithms. Let's say Aradha has come up with me with the algorithm 1, Joseph has come up with the algorithm 2, okay. Now as a teacher I need to bifurcate, I need to evaluate which algorithm will be the better, okay, will be the best, okay. So let's say Aradhya has his computer. uh, let's say this is the computer of Aradhya, and in his computer it is taking 3 milliseconds to run his code, okay. Okay, fine. So and this is my algorithm 2 which is run on the Joseph system, right? This is the system of Joseph, this is his computer. In his computer it is taking 3.55 milliseconds, okay. This is my computer, this is my input, this is my output, this is my input, this is my output. Now uh see here, disadvantage, like can anyone tell me the disadvantage of it? See, if any other teacher would be, if apart from me, if anyone is, then he will tell that Aradhya's answer is better, है ना, compared to Joseph. But uh, in real, Joseph answer would be fastest in like the probability of that, okay? Because the computer is the barrier here. It is algorithm. This algorithm is it is running on the this computer. This algorithm is running on this computer. So can you see the disadvantage of it? What is the disadvantage of it? Okay, Vishal is absolutely right. Vishal is absolutely right. It is hardware potential, है ना? It is absolutely right answer that we are no bifurcating our answers on basis of hardware complexity, है ना? So it might be the case where Aradhya is using i7 8th generation, Joseph is using i3 third generation. So can you see the difference? है ना? Processor in comparison of processor also in comparison of RAM also, है ना? So we cannot compare like this, right? So if we are talking about the disadvantages of it, disadvantages of this system, of this method that is called experimental analysis. Let's say if my no Aradhya's PC is having let's say 16 GB, okay, 16 GB, and the other guy's computer is taking uh, like 4 GB, okay, is having four. Let's say Joseph computer is having 4 GB of RAM, okay. So the difference would also always be visible like this, okay. Difference can be like we can also see the difference like this. So the solution is dependent here on machine. Can I say the solution is machine dependent? Okay, this is not best way to get. System should be same, okay, then only I can evaluate. Okay, it's like Aradhya is having car, and uh, Joseph has bicycle. So even if solution is faster, even if his solution is faster, he never wins, right? है ना? Yes or no? ठीक है? If Aradhya is having a car and Joseph is having bicycle, so there is no sense of no making a race in between of both of them, है ना? Fine. So this is what we meant about. This is what we mean about this experimental analysis. See why I am teaching this, because you will be like why I'm teaching with the solution, with the examples like this car and bicycle, because we will remember it. Nobody will ask in interview, like in rare interview they will be asking like what is experimental analysis. If they ask, you should not be frank, है ना? Because after 5 to 10 days everyone will forget it, trust me, because this is something like theoretical concept, है ना? So it needs to be revised. If not, then like why I remember this till now, because I remember this by the example. If I do not remember the example, then I might forget about this, because I'm a very I have a short term memory. Okay, so that is why I taken this example. Please keep in mind, if anyone asks about any experiment analysis, then it should be clear with you. Now the second scenario, the second type of analysis is something called as something we call as it asymptotic analysis. Okay, you might have heard about it. Anyone heard about it? Anyone know about it? About this asymptotic analysis? Does anyone know about this from this class? Anyone? ठीक है. Okay, so let me explain you. See, guys, this is very important concept, huh? It should not be looked like you should not take it as granted, okay? Because these are the very basic concepts, and trust me, your senior people would not know about this. Okay, you should know about this, because this is like very extremely important concepts that we are teaching right now. So what do I mean about asymptotic analysis? See, first obvious thing is what, it will not rely on machine. Okay, it will not rely on machine because that is what the enhancement that we had made on the previous analysis, that is what experiment analysis, right? You know, the second thing that uh, it makes our solution good. Okay, so for an example, if we need to compare two solutions on basis of inputs, so here what we will do, we will compare. First of all, I write it, let's just read about it. Okay, we will compare algorithms based on the input rate of growth. Now what does that mean? I'll explain in a while. Input rate of growth. So again we are coming up with the same example. Let's say Aradhya has solution 1 or algorithm 1, and Joseph has solution 2, algo 1, algo 2. Okay, this is what the thing is. Now let's suppose Aradhya is running his solution with n is equals to 5. Okay, okay, n is what, our length of array. So let's say if we are taking the same example of reverse and array. Okay, this is my question. Now n here indicating what, the length of an array. Okay, so let's say I'm Aradhya is evaluating his solution with n equals to 5, and Joseph is also doing with n equals to 5. Okay, now out of this, if we are running n equals to 5, n equals to 5, another solution running on 3 millisecond, Joseph also managed to run on 3 millisecond. This both are same, so competition is equal now. Okay, now let's say I'm making a call with n is equals to 100. Here also I'm making call n equals to 100. Okay, okay, so this does mean that what, like here if I say n equals to 5, then can I say like 5 computer steps? है ना? What is computer steps? I'll just let you know in a while. Okay. So this does mean like there's 100 computer steps here. What do I mean by computer step? Let me explain you just in 2 minutes. Okay. So let's say if n equals to 100, n equals to 100 also, our solution took 3.1 millisecond. Joseph took also 3.1 millisecond. Let's say if I am making call of 10,000. Okay. At this particular case, At this particular case, Aradhya's solution ran still on 3.5 millisecond. Joseph's solution like collapsed, completely collapsed. It took 10 minutes to run. Okay, so clearly the winner is what? Winner is this guy. You know, in the previous scenario, winner was this guy. Right now, let me explain you about the computer steps. Okay, so see, first of all, let me explain you about the what the steps we did here. Okay, so first of all, let me go here. Let's say, can I say that in the first step, I need to, if I want to reverse my array, okay, if I want to reverse my array, then my first step would be what? To iterate an array. Okay, the second step will be what? To compare two values. Okay, just forget about this reversing thing, okay, because this will be taking a lot of things. But suppose if I'm just iterating an array and if I'm just comparing two values, so in this particular first case, iterating an array, it will do what? I equals to 0, I should less than n, and I plus plus, है ना? Yes or no? ठीक है? Second case, in the comparison, I will be having what? If x is greater than 5, like y, then do this, otherwise do this, like this. Na? Just comparing two values, or else like x is equals to like this. Anything like this comparison thing? Yes or no? Yes or no? ठीक है? So if I am having if I'm having n is equals to 5 here. Okay, in this particular case, if I'm having n is equals to 5, then for first thing, that is what iterating an array, it will require what? For I equals to 0, n would be replaced with what? 5. Yes or no? Yes or no? So can I say that it will be having 5, it will take 5 computer steps to run? Like there will be 5 steps now, 0 to 5, 0 to 4, that will be 5, right? You know? And in this, compared to this, no matter what my n would be, it will be just having one step. Yes or no? Because I'm just doing a if x less than y, just like this, it will just take one step now. It will not iterate by 5 times, it will not evaluate 5 times. Yes or no? Yes or no, people? Everyone, yes or no? You got this particular point? So here the step means the computer step. Okay, Hariharan, for an example, let me take an example for you. Let me go and here delete this out. Okay. Now if we are solving this particular thing right now, then suppose I'm iterating over an array. Okay, let's say for an example, if you have three cases, if you have three cases like this, for I is equals to 0, I should be less than 3, I plus plus, and inside this particular thing, I'm just doing for, or else this I'm doing what? Console dot log I. Can you see how many steps it did? Three steps, na? Hariharan, right? Okay. This is what I mean by computer steps. It will be taking three steps. But instead of that, if I'm just doing what? X is greater than 100, then console dot log print true. X is not defined, so I'll just initialize my X as 5. Okay. So X is equals to, look how many steps it did now with the if. Okay, just if just took one step, है ना, and this for took three steps, है ना. This is what I mean by computer steps. Okay, the same scenario I was trying to explain here, the same scenario I was trying to explain here, that it will take, this will, if my n is 5, then this will take my 5 steps, 5 computer steps. If I am just comparing two values, then it will just giving my, it will just having my one step, है ना. ठीक है, this is what I mean by that. Okay, now clear, Hariharan? Any doubt in this? No? Anyone? Anyone have any doubt in this? ठीक है. So now, it is clear that we compare two algorithm on the input rate of growth. Okay, so that is what we seen here. Okay, we compare this particular two things on the rate of input rate of growth. That does mean that whenever our n equals to 5, we saw the output. We increase that n, we increase the n until the point of time this both solution will not be the differ one. Okay, it should be differ. Fine. Okay. Now, now, Nishant, I'll just let you know about this. Okay, I'll also giving you some live examples. You need to tell me how many steps it will take. Okay, we'll also cover that. Just a second. Okay. So now, there are three things that need to be taken care of. So, like, see, whenever we are comparing two algorithm based on the input rate of growth, that will be done on asymptotic analysis. So here, how the value of n changes based on that, how performant is your solution is based on your computer steps. That is what your computer takes. Okay, we are also taking care of that. So the first step here which was what? complexity in terms of input size, है ना? The second thing is what? It should be machine independent. The advantage of this asymptotic analysis. The third thing is what? It will be done on the basic computer steps. We will not run this your algorithm on any platform or so. We will be just evaluating on basis of what computer step it will take. Okay, so we will not do experimental analysis anymore. We will just do asymptotic analysis only for the previous and upcoming classes for comparing different kind of algorithms. Am I clear? Okay, it has to be clear with everyone else, right? Yes or no? Guys, say please yes or no. Vishal, we can compare like whatever solution we did earlier, whatever solution we will do in future also. In that every solution we will evaluate our algorithm on basis of the asymptotic analysis. Now, what does that mean? How we will do it? I'll just let you know about this. But first of all, this base is clear. This foundation is clear for everyone. Okay. So, uh, can I? Okay. Okay. Like I think so. Time is up, but I just wanted to cover few things also. But I think so time is up. So can we move tomorrow, or you guys will not mind if I'll just extend to somewhat extent tomorrow? Okay. Okay. So how about everyone else? Tomorrow, na? ठीक है, चलो. So tomorrow, first of all, I'll just let you know about whatever thing we learnt about the analysis today. We'll cover the both type of analysis tomorrow also, है ना? Then after I'll tell you how to do an asymptotic analysis to any algorithm. We will finding the worst case for different kind of problems. I'll give you many problems tomorrow. You need to give me, I'll give you just basically the algo or the code. You need to tell me how much time complexity or space complexity it will take. Okay, on the worst case. Am I clear, everyone? Okay. Okay. Okay, so any doubt till this particular point? Any sorts of doubt you have in this particular point till today's class? Because see, after this class we will be jumping to the advanced concepts, no, just like this analysis parts and all. Okay. Yes, I will give more example of asymptotic analysis. Okay, tomorrow I will be having, like, we will be pro in that, how to evaluate that. Okay, don't worry, we'll start from basic. Okay. Yes, no, we will consider best case, worst case, and the average case. But for now, we will be just focusing on worst case. Then after, we will be quickly learning everything else. Okay, Joseph? Okay. Any doubt? Anyone? Am I clear up to this point? Yes or no? I want answer from everyone because there are 50 people, or almost 40 to 50 people. I want answer from everyone. Am I clear up to this point? Okay. Okay, chalo, great. So on that particular note, we will be moving to asymptotic analysis tomorrow. I will be explaining this particular entire class of analysis part that we did today on the partial thing. Okay, whatever the 45-40 minutes we spent on this, I will be explaining once again tomorrow, so that we will be not miss any kind of break on this. Okay, we will be in the link mode. Okay. So on that note, good night, people. We'll be moving tomorrow. We'll meet tomorrow on 10 a.m. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Vishal. On that note, let's say goodbye, and we'll meet tomorrow. Thank you, Aradhya. Good night. Chalo. Bye.